Court is calling 2022 CR 1102, State of Texas versus James Lee Lawrence. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brian Groomer for the State of Texas.
For the defense?
George Sharman on behalf of Mr. Lawrence.
And are you Mr. Lawrence?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we are here for sentencing. You entered a plea on August 31st. You entered a plea of guilty. You applied for probation. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 7 years. There are no applications for deferred. State opposes community supervision, and there are other cases that are being taken in consideration. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report? State?
Yes, Judge.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, are there any witnesses, State?
None from the State, Judge.
Defense?
Just my client.
All right, any objections to the PSI report? State?
None from the State.
Defense?
Not really, Judge, but my client does have one comment about it when it talks about employment.
Okay. All right. You want to call your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You can lower your hand. Will you state your name for the record?
James Lee Lawrence.
All right. Defense?
Mr. Lawrence, first of all, are you asking the judge to give you probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
And have you talked to the people over at the drug court?
I did meet with the representative from the drug court. I was not knowing what to expect, but I was very impressed, really excited about the opportunity.
Is that if the judge grants you probation, is that a program that you think you could get behind, that you could do and be successful with?
Without a doubt.
The problem that you had was, as far as work goes, you had a business of your own?
I have owned my own company for 20 years.
And what was that? Or what is it?
We're an outdoor living and ethical construction company.
What happened with that business now?
Right now, my 24-year-old son, which has been my project manager, is having to step in and facilitate operations.
And there it is, the defense's pitch for probation. But here's the catch. In Texas, probation for a repeat DWI offender isn't a casual favor. The judge has to believe not only that you deserve another chance, but that you won't blow it. And with his record, that's a
sales and all the back-end work in addition to managing construction. Pretty difficult.
If the judge chooses to give you probation, is that the line of work that you would like to continue with?
Yes, it's family legacy.
And that's for your son?
Yes.
Would you tell the judge, you have some things to tell the judge yourself?
Yes, if I may, Judge. Yes, for
Yes.
I'm a little nervous on what she knows.
Okay.
I wanted to request.
ouch. Outpatient rehab just got yanked off the table. When a judge cuts off an option mid-sentence, that's not just a no. That's a legal brick wall slamming shut.
That the court agreed to the sentencing of a drug court, probation, and outpatient in the rehab program.
Okay, let me stop you right there.
Yes, sir.
So here's the thing. I'm looking at your history. So there's not going to be outpatient treatment from this court. So we need to take that off the table and that request off the table because that's not going to happen. Okay? All right.
Because of just in retrospect to my criminal history is, in my opinion, a two-phase history. If you look at my history,
It's a lot of DWIs. That's why we're here. You won't stop drinking and driving.
Exactly. DWIs is all that it has been, with the exception of a driver while license suspended, I believe, and like that. And I was present to you that, in those 3 DWIs in 1991, I was 21 years old. I had I felt like an entitled person. I was playing football in college and didn't respect authority, and I felt entitled. And when I got in trouble, I still felt like I was in this. until I started having children. I started having children in 94. And I realized that I needed to become a man and support my family, but take care of my children. And I did that. I raised 4 wonderful children. My oldest has a master's degree. My second child has a bachelor's degree. My third child is working on his bachelor's. And then my son has graduated from construction career and manages.
Okay, and sometimes that happens in spite of, not because of. You understand?
Well, my point was that I was getting to the second phase is during that 30-year time period. I never was in court at all. Never got arrested. Never got DWI. As a matter of fact, I didn't drink for 15 years. I was really devoted to the church, actually. The last 5 years have been tough for me. That's where the change has come.
How's it been tough for you?
I got divorced in 2021. The divorce finalized in August 2021. It was tough for me. We were together for 29 years, and I still have not healed from it. It's mentally, I don't know how to answer the demons that I feel. And it's not necessarily, but on a daily basis, I'm waking up with anxiety and just things going on in my head that I can't answer. And I've tried to figure out what I can do to release. I felt like I was in prison in my own body. And so the day.
Notice this pivot from legal arguments to personal pain. Divorce, anxiety, inner demons. This is textbook mitigation strategy. Humanize the defendant so the judge sees a person, not just a rap sheet. But what do you think?
Of that arrest, I remember specifically waking up that morning. My phone line started ringing for my business, and I got really anxious. I called my assistant and I said, "Look, I can't work today. I don't feel right. Something's wrong." And I've been having these anxiety attacks for probably the last 6 months. My wife had remarried a month after the divorce was finalized. And so that day, I had one of my subcontractors call me and say he needed me to come on job site, and I had planned on not working because I was feeling really bad. And when I made the decision to go out and visit with him, the stress from what he had presented was tough, and I drank. DWI.
Okay.
Third offense. I acknowledge that I've had a problem with drinking and other addictions, and I need help. Prison is not a help for me. I will complete prison if that's what you sentence me to, but I do need some type of rehab help. And the reason I've asked for outpatient is because I really do need to help run the business. Otherwise, we won't have that to continue on. That's why I'm asking. And then lastly, to be honest with you, Judge, whatever you sentence, I'll be back here. I won't be back in an orange uniform. I'll be back as a testimony.
All right, thank you very much. State, any questions?
Briefly, Judge. Mr. Lawrenson, the judge does have this, but back in 2017, you were put on probation for DWI third, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And in 2018, you picked up a new case while on probation for DWI third or more. Is that correct? A prostitution case?
It was, yes.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure if that was the final judgment. There was a no contest commission.
All right. But you were convicted and sentenced to jail for 30 days on what I have as a prostitution case. And that was while you were on probation for DWI third or more, correct?
Sure.
And you finished your probation in March of 2021 on that case, correct?
I finished it with flying colors, no bad tests. I completed all my classes. I paid all my fines. Never was late for reporting. Yes, I did complete. Okay. And then a month later or so, somewhere within that time frame, again around the same time frame, my issues with my ex-wife, I received another DWI. That's where you're going.
I am. And with flying colors, you did pick up a new case. So you didn't pass it with flying colors. I mean, you committed new crimes while you were on for that first DWI third, right?
I don't, you can
The prosecution case.
You have to restate everything, but I'm not following.
Okay. You said you passed your DWI third or more with flying colors. You picked up a new prostitution case while you were on that probation. So it wasn't with flying colors. You picked up a crime, correct?
I did pick up a crime.
Okay. And like you said, later in 2021, you picked up a new DWI third, and that's the case you're pleading to today, correct?
Yes.
This is the prosecution's ace card, showing a pattern of breaking probation. In courtroom chess, it's called building a propensity narrative, the story that you'll keep offending.
Okay, and that's the case where here you crashed into the back of a car. You were twice the legal limit, correct?
I don't know what the blood alcohol was, but I do remember what happened. I bumped the back of a car, no nicks, no scratches. The gentleman was very young. We spoke about it.
All right, let's not minimize this.
Right.
I'm not. And then I told him, I said, look, if you're feeling bad, let's just go ahead and file a police report. And I saw police officers at the, I believe it was Denny's. And I said, let's just drive over there. And I contacted them personally. I did.
Okay, but you knew at that time, you'd already just came off probation for DWI third or more.
I wasn't considering that.
Okay, so you weren't
I was
considering.
considering that young man.
All right, but you were
And I was
drinking
trying to
while
be
driving,
honest.
correct?
All right, so it has to be one at a time, okay?
I just feel like he was attacked.
Actually, I'm not attacking you. You're trying to tell the judge that you're a good candidate for probation, and I want to just make sure we have everything in context. So you know you're not supposed to be driving while drinking, correct?
Yes.
And at that time, you were arrested for this offense, and you were released on bond, correct?
Yes.
And this could have been an opportunity for you to show the judge that you would be a good candidate
That
for
is
probation, correct?
That is correct.
And were your conditions while you were released on bond not to drink alcohol?
Yes.
And were they not to drive any vehicle that was not equipped with a alcohol monitoring device, correct?
Yes.
And isn't it true that on July 28th of this year, you were arrested again for driving while intoxicated in another vehicle, a BMW vehicle that we didn't know about?
Yes.
So is it fair to say that you didn't follow the conditions of your pretrial release, even on the case that we're pleading to right now?
It's fair to say that I was driving. But I haven't been convicted of that, but I was driving the vehicle and
Well, it's being taken into consideration in this plea. So are you admitting that you did drive intoxicated again on July 28th of 2022?
Am I admitting that I drove intoxicated?
Correct. I think part of this is the judge wants to see what you're accepting responsibility for.
Yes.
You would agree that that shows the judge that she gave you conditions as a matter of this bond, and you did not fulfill those conditions, correct?
I did not fulfill it.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
No further questions.
All right. So, Mr. Lauren,
Yes, ma'am.
what I'm going to tell you is I was thinking long and hard about giving you probation because I realize that you do need the help.
I did.
But my issue is that you're on bond and there are conditions for bond. And at any time, and I think everybody knows, anybody who comes in here, if they need help with drug problem, alcohol problem, if there's something with pretrial services that can help them with their issues, I like to get them their issues because my goal is I don't want to see people back here before, again, picking up new cases. I'm hoping that everybody is going to be successful.
I understand.
So I am not going to grant your application. So now we need to speak towards the cap. And the cap is for 7 years. State, what are you requesting?
Judge, we're requesting the cap. He was facing 2 to 10 years on this case, as well as a new DWI case, which, like you said, he picked up while he was on bond for this particular case. We believe that 7 is appropriate. He just recently came off probation for the exact same offense. I think at this point, he's demonstrated himself to be a danger to others because he keeps letting his addiction let him get behind the wheel of a car and place others at risk. We would ask for 7 years.
All right, defense.
Judge, I would ask that you would consider putting him into a safe plea program for 6 months, 9 months, whatever it is, and leave this.
And that's the moment the gavel drops. Not literally, but in spirit. The judge just moved from maybe probation to how long should you serve? For the defense, that's the sound of the floor
Open for probation after a successful completion of that. And that way,
He can't go to safety if he's not on probation.
that's what I'm saying. And I'm asking you to do that rather than just to send him to prison, to send him to safe P, which is, to some extent, it's a concrete building with a lot of other.
Oh, I know safety is at the prison. I've
And,
had clients who've been,
And
who've
it
gone
would
there.
be sort of like a shock probation situation.
All right. Mr. Lawrence, as previously stated, I'm finding you guilty. I'm going to sentence you.
7 years. No rehab program, no second chance this time. In the judge's eyes, the risk to the public outweighs the hope for recovery. In Texas DWI law, that's the end game.
7 years in the prison, taking consideration grand jury number 77261, night mag number 672122, give you credit for any time served. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that?